A 29-year-old mother of four was laid to rest less than a week ago after she gave birth at the Western Regional Hospital. It is a case that has left the family forlorn and has prompted them to seek legal recourse for what they deem as neglect on the part of the medical officers at the Belmopan Hospital. Norberta Sanchez, who worked in the tourism sector in Big Falls Village, Toledo District, was pregnant and was ready to birth her baby. She was taken to the Dangriga Hospital, but as her brother Alfonso Sanchez told us, she was later transferred to the Western Regional Hospital due to the absence of equipment in Dangriga. Sanchez says it was at the Western Regional Hospital that his sister's ordeal began that led to her death.
At Belmopan was where they did the C-section for her. It was her first C-section. The surgery went well. Everything went well. The baby was brought out 10 minutes after the surgery. And then after that, then of course the husband was then advised she needed to do another surgery as there was internal bleeding, as understand the womb did not contract. Hence the reason the better way to save her life, as the doctor put it, is to take out the womb. That was done, and then of course there is a recovery time. She was brought out, and after which time she did call home. She did call my mom and mentioned that all was well. She's doing good. She's very happy to have gone through the surgery. The baby is healthy. Of course, assured my mom that everything was good. But of course, after, and this is where I think negligence came in. I do believe that follow-ups were not done, and of course, after 24 hours, that was when the family was shocked. Actually, my brother-in-law had kept me posted, throughout the time, and that was when he did mention, what? They are now transferring her to Belize City. This is like at least 24 hours after. That is when it became very alarming to me, because if the procedures were being followed, if everything was being done in Belmopan, the surgery was already being done. Why do you need now to send her to Belize City?
With great concern, the family began making preparations to travel from Big Falls Village to Belmopan to visit Norberta at the hospital. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it in time, and upon her arrival at the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital on Wednesday, September 9th, Sanchez says it may have been too late to save his sister.
I believe at that time then, it was already too late, because they then transferred her to Belize City. She left Belmopan, I believe, around 6:30, made her way up to KHMH, but by the time she got there, as we understand, it was already very late. She was already in a critical condition, and as she got there, the doctor in duty immediately, put her on an ultrasound, which clearly showed a pool of blood that had settled in her stomach, and they rushed her immediately then to do another surgery. And this, of course, I think the body had already taken a toll, and hence the reason she did not recover again from this last surgery. There was approximately about 3 pints of blood that had actually settled in her stomach, and and of course the doctors in Belize City, upon getting her, had made it clear. I don't know how else to say, that to my brother-in-law, that that was a clear case of negligence from doctors in Belmopan.
According to Sanchez, after her sister died, the family went to the hospital to pick up the baby and had an opportunity to speak to the doctor who attended to Norberta. The family questioned the doctor on the monitoring procedures in place, and it was at that point they were told that the hospital has no ultrasound machine, and therefore that option was not available to them.
We want to know what happened, what really transpired, and I asked, just a question, just off, and I said, doc, isn't it procedure? Isn't it, a practice that after you do an internal surgery such as this, we're living in modern times, that you no longer can just depend on your hands-on ability, but to bring in some sort of technology. The ultrasound is there to see, what's going on inside. I questioned him and I said, isn't it a practice for you to at least do an ultrasound to see what's going on inside? And his response was, well, unfortunately, we do not have an ultrasound in Belmopan. Then he made mention, then that has to be private. And I said, well, at no time, as I understand, did he indicate, if he had indicated that from the beginning, I'm sure, the family could have thought other ways of doing the procedure that was done on her. And even so, Renee, if the doctor, this is what the other doctors are saying if the doctor had been following procedures, had been making the checks on my sister, he could have seen, or he or she could have seen, that one, there was a drop of blood, that she was getting really weak. That, common sense will tell you if you are beginning to lose blood, it's obvious that everything in the system will begin to come crashing down. I don't think it takes a doctor to really see, what will happen if you begin to lose a lot of blood.
Norberta Sanchez, who is the mother of 4 children aged newborn to 10 years old, passed away on September 10, 2015, just after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The family has begun seeking legal recourse against the Western Regional Hospital.
It's only been a week since, actually exactly 1 week today since I've lost my sister. So we've basically been, making contact with attorneys. We're hoping to meet with one, I think, as early as tomorrow. We should be meeting with one. Of course, due to the kids, it's hard, it's hard to really just leave them now and want to run on. But of course, the life of my sister is certainly, this is the cause of all this. And, that's the reason why, we are definitely going to meet with some options and get some answers. And